Did you think getting reviews was going to be easy? I know I did, but after working with thousands of businesses, I realised there's a few things I didn't realise in the first place. So to help you get reviews 10 times easier, here are 7 lessons that I learned along the way. So lesson number 1. I used to think that only Google reviews mattered. And I used to tell clients that just make sure you get Google reviews. Don't worry about Facebook, don't worry about Checker Trade, just get Google reviews. But over time, I realised I was wrong because Google had a section called Reviews from the Web. And it became clearer that Google was looking on the web to see whether you had a good reputation, to see whether you could be trusted, and to see whether or not your reviews actually aligned with other platforms. So lesson number 1 for me was Google uses reviews on other platforms too. And this is to authenticate your business, because Google's not actually 100% sure on its own system quite yet. Lesson number 2. I had a customer that I knew and we worked together really well, and eventually he said he was going to give me a good review. And he then, a week later, said he'd given the review. But I checked and it wasn't there. So I left it a while, it still wasn't there. So I contacted him and said, hey, you said you're going to give me that review. And what did he say? He said he had done it. And I thought, oh, maybe he's not actually wanting to give me that review. Time went by, I asked him a few more times, and he said, I've given you that review. And in the end, it became apparent that Google wasn't showing the review that he had. And he even had the review up on his screen. He took a photo, sent it through, and I could see he had submitted it. Google had yet to still acknowledge it. And actually, 2 years on, it's still not been acknowledged. And we tried to work out, was it because he was local to me? Maybe the IP address was similar, if not the same, if it's a shared one. And it became apparent that not all genuine 5-star reviews get shown. And that's one of those challenges you have, is that for every 10 reviews you ask for, maybe just 1 or 2 won't make it. So lesson number 2 is that Google bots will sometimes remove genuine reviews and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh yeah, and it's still 3 years later and it never appeared. Lesson number 3 is I had a customer who was flooded with fake bad reviews. So I started looking into his account and realised that in the past he had been hiring on Fiverr a person to give him 5-star reviews. These were fake too. He was trying to inflate his review numbers, and then he didn't pay his bill, and suddenly now he's inundated with loads of 1-star reviews. Well, you can imagine what that did to his trust, his profile, and of course, Google suspended his profile. And sadly, no matter how many times he tried, Google wouldn't listen, and he's still suspended to this day. Ultimately, he messed up in the first place by trying to get fake reviews to inflate his review score. So lesson number 3 is that fake reviews, bad or good, will eventually cause problems. I'd say you're probably on borrowed time if you don't fix this early. Now, lesson number 4 is slightly related because I knew a business that was offering incentives, offering actually vouchers to their staff if they could get reviews. And that would make perfect sense in most cases. But it's a very fine line when you read what Google's policies are, because Google's policies say that if you incentivize anyone to get reviews, you'll get suspended, or certainly you're breaking the policy. And it's been deliberately left vague because it's so broad that potentially anyone could probably find there's a loophole that Google's going to pick up on. So lesson number 4 is never incentivize reviews, because you do risk a suspension. And lesson number 5 is I used to think that all reviews carry the same weight. So a customer gives you a review, another person gives you a review, and if they're both 5 stars, they're pretty much the same. But I was wrong, because I realized that actually when you're a local guide, so your Gmail account, your Google account may also be down as a local guide. When you are a local guide, depending on your score on that, could imply whether or not you're as trustworthy, whether what you say has as much weight as the next person. Now, I found this out by the fact that I was level 8. I've been working on Google accounts for years, giving reviews to various people and helping set up Google Maps in various countries. And my level 8 was quite powerful because when I give a review or make an edit or a change, it seems to have a greater impact and gets more recognition, more trust than someone with a level 2 or 3. And that's when I realised it seems around level 5 is the area where suddenly it flicks a switch and you become more of an authority when you make edits in Google. And Google does this because it realizes that to get to a level 8 or even a level 5, it takes some period of time, and that builds trust in itself. So lesson number 5 is a review from a local guide that's got a high score carries more weight than someone who has no local guide score at all. And so if you notice your competitor has less reviews, but the authority of those reviews is higher, that may be the reason why they outrank you. Now, lesson number 6 is, we've mentioned before, sometimes reviews get removed by Google for no reason, genuine reviews. But how do you get those back? Well, if you're using tools that monitor reviews, maybe they use AI to answer reviews, sometimes they actually store these reviews on their server. And that's when I discovered I was using Locado, and there you can also have lost reviews. And with these lost reviews, not only can you see what they said and when they were given, but you got a lot more information. You can even see what they wrote. Now, if they're genuine reviews, you can appeal this. And that's what I did. I found 18 genuine reviews that I could appeal and get reinstated. So look at your software, see if it archives your reviews, and then you can restore them too. So lesson number 6 is, if you lose genuine reviews, you can appeal it, but you need the detail in the first place. And I did a video on this last year if you want to find out more about it. Lesson number 7 is regarding reviews from people that are local to you. Now, Google wants that, but I noticed a person got suspended recently and he's done nothing wrong as such. It's just that he took his services of window cleaning. When he was abroad, he did some work there. He got reviews from those people because he'd cleaned their windows, which all seems fair enough. But because they were in America, then he got suspended, because those reviews implied that they weren't really local to his business, and Google would be puzzled as to why would someone get a local window cleaner to go to America to clean their windows. You can see the conundrum. Now, that may not be the case on all types of businesses, because some can take place overseas and it does make some sense. But in this case, it didn't make any sense to Google, and so he got suspended. So lesson number 7 is that Google wants reviews to be helpful and useful for those that are local to your business, where you've registered your business. And overseas reviews can cause suspensions. So as mentioned, Google reviews are incredibly powerful, but there's far more to it than just 5-star reviews to rank your business. So where I've been working with hundreds of businesses, I've realized that you can get genuine sales and leads really easily once you start ranking that business in Google Maps. So watch this video next, where I'm going to show you 7 ways in which you can rank your business to get the sales and leads that you're looking for. I'll see you on this video next.